Hey, Detroit. Let's get comfortable. What up, though? My name is Janine. We're doing a segment on tax preparation this morning. My name is Janine. Go ahead and put your dinner in the slow cooker. Grab yourself a pen and piece of paper, or record this on your on-demand. I'll give you a second for that to sink in. The call-in numbers are 313-868-0342. I have been working in the tax and finance industry for over 14 years. I have 20 years experience, though. And in that time, I've trained over 100 professionals in and around the metropolitan Detroit area, helping them not only earn income for themselves, but to build trust and reliability with the people that they serve. I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors, Mr. R.J. Watkins and Mr. Henry Tyler and the WHPR affiliates. I'd like to thank Private Chef Tony Catering and Eyebrows by Mari. Okay, today we're going to talk about taxes. I'm going to give you the understanding of the purpose of it, steps to understand how to pay when you owe, and navigating new technology systems equipped with filing the most accurate tax returns. I'm going to help every Michigander know about credits, City of Detroit taxes, and refund deposits. Okay, let's talk about filing, paying, and ID.me. The IRS has an app called hello.id.me. This app equips you with verifying your identity and opening your folder for each corresponding year wage and income statements. Transcripts are available. In the event you have identity theft and there's a identity theft pin on your return, opening that folder yields that number. It also lets you know the years that they do not have a record of you filing. For those who are technically inclined, it is lucrative for you to use this app because it is connected to the FAFSA, is connected to Social Security. These are all apps where you will verify your identity, uploading your driver's license, and gathering your information. Filing ensures you receive a refund, and it creates a financial record for you. I want you to be calm, and if you do owe, don't panic. There are measures to pay. Paying prevents growing penalties. Okay, let's get into the logistics of the hello.id.me. The logistic allows you to process your federal return. Keep in mind that app is federal only, okay? The state of Michigan has their own website where you can make payments. The state of Michigan, let's get into the state of Michigan credit, okay? Filing a state of Michigan return, the first few things I want you to think about is if you are in a safe haven program or rapid rehousing, which is the rename of Section 8. It's absolutely imperative for you to claim the rent that you are responsible for paying. You don't want the program that you're in to find out that you're claiming the full rent. Each year, the credits increase, the standard deductions increase, the earned income tax credit increases, the child tax credit increases. And even with the government shutdown that we're in, it's not going to prolong your tax return from processing. The earned income tax credit and child tax credit is specifically for low-income working families. That looks different when you have a lot of children. So even though you may make a high-yielding tax bracket, but you have numerous children, they take in consideration those children. When you get your W-2 from your employer, looking at it, verifying that the information is accurate is important. I have the capabilities of looking at a W-2 and taking in if that box 1 number is a high number and that box 2 isn't 10% to 15% of that box 1 that this person potentially may owe if there's no children on the tax return or any other credits or deductions. When you file your tax return, most people go into the office and just drop their information off, and it's in front of the person, and they're charged $800 to $1,600, and there's no credits or deductions on this return. Make sure that you are bringing in your bank statements. I'm going to give you 2 ways of a lot of businesses are ran in the city of Detroit from home, cash-only businesses. I'm going to give you 2 apps to think about, Cash App and PayPal. Those are electronic payments, and printing those statements and giving them to your tax preparer is benefits more than it is a harm, because it gives them the opportunity to extract the information necessary to file the tax return. Stay with me, because after the break we'll cover depreciation, more Michigan credits, and even Bitcoin.
Seeing young black men shooting at each other in this community, in this nation. I don't understand it. I grew up in a time when people wore white robes and they shot at black people. And now we see young black men wearing black hoodies shooting at black men and doing a much more effective job than the Klan ever thought about doing. I'm sick of it. Of course, the only thing I can do is shout it from here. No one seems to listen.
We're listening. You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live. It's up to us to make a difference.
Justice for Mario Willis. Truth. Facts. Evidence. Matter. Log into justiceformariowillis.com. Read for yourself.
This November 1st, the Masonic Temple comes alive with Mighty Love, a Detroit salute to Hall of Fame icons, the Spinners. Join us for an unforgettable evening featuring top Detroit talent and special guests honoring the group's legendary sound and legacy. Doors open at 7 p.m. Tickets available online and at the Masonic Temple box office. Be there for Mighty Love, a Detroit tribute to the Spinners. You don't want to miss it.
Feel good about your future with tuition-free programs at Wayne County Community College District. Whether you want to be in healthcare, computer science, the culinary arts, digital media, or robotics and automation for the next generation of vehicles, WCCCD has you covered. A full range of programs to achieve your goals, fit your schedule, and give you all the support you need to be successful. All of it tuition-free. Now there's something to feel good about. Register today at wcccd.edu.
Clean up on aisle 5. Sounds like my life right now. Just one big mess.
What's going on?
It's my property taxes.
What?
I am behind, and I am so worried that I'm going to lose my house. I can pay some of it, but I can't pay it all at once.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm Eric Sabri, the Wayne County Treasurer. The last thing I want
is for anyone to lose their property to tax foreclosure. We have assistance programs to help.
For more information, go to treasurer.waynecounty.com.
We're here to help.
Welcome back, Detroit. Okay, let's bounce up and get this money. Let's start talking about credits and deductions. Michigan, there are 8 states that have a veteran exemption. If you have retired from the military, and those states are Michigan, Pennsylvania, Texas, Florida, Connecticut, Colorado, California, Arkansas, Arizona, and Alabama. Texas really doesn't have a state returns. There are specific states that don't have a state return, but there's some other credit or benefit for filing. Florida, maybe. Anyway, let's move forward. Okay, filing a tax return is very personal. Michigan has a credit for mothers who have given birth and their child was a stillborn baby. It's a $2,000 credit on the state level. So it gets very personal when you file your tax return. You want to sit in front of someone who is reliable and trustworthy and that you can share information with, and that information is used to process the tax return. Most filing tax preparation, there's highlights in those moments, like a new baby or new house, even being married. Hey, I got married, because you're building wealth, generational wealth. When I came into the tax industry, I didn't have a great knowledge base on business structure. And after filing tax returns for quite some time, I learned trust in estates. I've learned sole proprietorship and S Corp, C Corp, LLCs, and the difference between those and how to file them and get the structure from the state articles of organization. These are all thoughts that I want you all to keep with you. If you are most Detroiters, there are a bracket of Detroiters whose tax returns, when you process this return, it's the largest yielding deposit in your bank account. And it may take time, even though I'm not a banker. I don't work at FDIC Bank. It takes you time to get the check cleared because your account isn't used to that amount of money in your bank account. Also on depreciation, let's talk about that for businesses. Depreciation is when you purchase a major asset to your company. That first year you purchase it, you're writing it off. The continued years to that, you're carrying over the depreciation of that item. You're not continually writing off the same thing. You take that item, you depreciate it for the amount of years that you're going to use it and that amount of how much it's worth. Okay. You get an amount that you every year that you can use to depreciate items when you are self-employed. There's a lot of credits on the federal level that are beneficial. Solar panels, energy efficient renovations to a home. That can be your personal home. That can also be homes that you own and you're making supplemental income for yourself, so that when you get to retirement age and you're getting your pension or your Social Security, you also have cash coming in for rents paid and royalties. Bitcoin. Let's talk about Bitcoin. An easy way for me to describe that to you all is something similar to stocks and bonds. And even though it's not Wall Street, it's similar. It's very connected to Wall Street. You have a child, your child gets to a certain age and they are particular about the things that they like. Okay? You can take money and put money into that brand and let it yield and grow for you. Okay? It's necessary to file it when you distribute funds from it. Okay? IRAs are important. IRAs are retirement income. You can put money aside for retirement, and when you distribute that, you get the option of taking federal or state taxes out of that distribution. That comes on a 1099-R. Okay? It's reported, and whether you had taxes, you chose to have taxes taken out or not. Let's talk about K1s. K1s are a bigger form of a 1099, but it's not an independent contractor. K1s are for individuals who are shareholders of that company. Okay? So it reports the income that the shareholder received, and on that K1 it also discusses expenses. Now, where you have additional expenses and you've shared with your CPA or your tax preparer, hey, I had additional expenses that's not listed on this K1, that's where you incorporate umbrella companies, and you can take the expenses that are not reported on that and add it to that form. I want to discuss with you all cash-only clients because there's a lot of individuals who have income, and my goal is for you all to get a cash receipt book. Take the time after every event that you do, write that receipt book out. Giving that carbon copy to your tax preparer gives them the ability to bookkeep for you. It's much easier, along with electronic payments if you are receiving electronic payments. These tax rules directly affect your budget. Knowing what deductions you qualify for helps you plan for savings, business investments, and even retirement contributions. And we discussed that with the IRAs. Now let's talk about refunds, okay? Let's do the city of Detroit. I'm going to focus on the city of Detroit. If you live or work in the city of Detroit, city taxes should be filed. That's a 5118 tax form. The vouchers will print when you get your tax return. If you're getting an electronic version of your tax return, you are using your own home office to print your tax return and those vouchers and take responsibility of the debt that's owed. Okay, they break it down in quarterly segments. Take that voucher, pay that amount. You should really be paying the time that you file as well if you owe. You can go online, use the City of Detroit website or the Wayne County Treasurer website and pay your taxes appropriately. The fastest way to get a refund is e-filing and direct deposit. Paper checks and prepaid cards are available. Those are just ways to get your refund. It usually takes about 2 to 6 weeks to process the federal. For the state, it's a little longer, 2 to 6 weeks. I'm going to say 2 to 6 weeks, but unless you need to verify information, it's important for you to use your personal information and share it with the tax preparer. So when you get that notice is not going to the tax preparer. It's going to the taxpayer. So it's important for you to keep lines of communication open with that individual so you can reach out, hey, I got this letter. Even if you don't know what the letter entails, send it to them. Electronically send them a version of it. Mail it to them if you have their address. Those are things to think about and consider. Those individuals who owe and file tax returns, they know that they owe. There is a offset treasury hotline that you can use to call and verify there are no liens on your Social Security number through the state. When you owe, for example, child support, you are not going to get a refund. That refund is going to be processed and it's going to go to the parent that is holding responsibility of that child. So essentially, as a tax preparer, I don't get paid. The company I work for does not get paid. And even though there are returns and allowances on the tax return that I file for myself, I'd like to make sure that the conversation is lucrative, like it's a part of life, taking care of the people you're responsible for. So I'm not going to put any excuses out there, but filing isn't just compliance. It's about building wealth. I'd like for you all to keep in mind to keep your records. When you this upcoming year, a few tax payers have let me know that they've received notices from Michigan Unemployment saying that the overpayment in 2022, they're expecting the taxpayer to make repayments for overpayment. In 2020 and 2021, when the stay-at-home mandate was available, individuals who stayed at home and got unemployment, they're receiving notices. It's your responsibility to pay that back. You can pay it back or you can appeal it. But you don't want no action taken on that notice to reflect your state return when you file. These are financial nuggets that I'm sharing with you all so that you are prepared to file a tax return accurately. Use the IRS tools, and they're handy. In closing, I'd like to give me an opportunity to thank a few people. My great niece has a fundraiser for Motor City Dance Factory, where the opportunity to give and receive gourmet popcorn is available. That's www.popcornonline.com. Also, the Little Caesars Foundation. You see a lot of people with those Little Caesar kits. She's doing that, so I want to make sure that my money gets her fundraiser sponsorship. I'd like to thank Tax Love Taxes, the website www.taxlovetaxes.com is available. You can make payments on that website when you process a tax return and you owe. You can book the tax preparer of your choosing, and you can also learn and develop processing a tax return to becoming your own boss. I'd like to thank Cleaning at Its Best. Incredible, beautiful soaps. And these are sponsors for today's segment. I'd like to also thank Miss Ebony Stanford, CEO Corporation. I have quite a few people to thank that motivated me to doing this segment. WHPR and its affiliates. Thank you so much, Mr. R.J. Watkins Sr. and Mr. H.T. Tyler. The number I shared with you, 313-868-0342, is the number for you to dial in for inquiries after this segment. If you have taken note and you have a few responses, statements, or comments you want to give, you utilize it. I will be returning another Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. to give you live broadcasting nuggets to keep with you when it comes time for you to file your tax return. It's important. I enjoy making sure that people get all the funds that's there for them to file a tax return. Again, some of these taxpayers, it is the most money they're going to see for the year. Others, it's a payroll check. So depending on the bracket you're in, that's how lucrative your tax return can be for you. Thank you for joining me this morning. Filing your tax return is the first step in building a strong financial foundation. If you are cash only, a little nugget for you to go with is opening a high yielding savings account, putting money in the IRA, so that you are taking the cash and you're having taxes removed from it when you're ready to receive it. I am Janine Estes, reminding you financial empowerment starts with knowledge, and knowledge starts with you. Have an outstanding day, Detroit, and go get you some money. Thank you.